welcome to this week's Office Hours. This is Kayla Selinsky. I am head of school at Macbeth Academy, where students find a love for learning. You can learn from us at www.macbethacademy.org. And today, what I wanted to do was go over some ways to supplement education. The issue is that if you are not aware, today what the schools in New York City were closed down for in-person, and a lot of parents and teachers are in the lurch, and they're saying, well, what are we going to do to help these kids? A lot of the kids don't feel that they are getting a continuous full education, and a lot of parents and administrators are really frustrated by this. Obviously, safety first, but what I want to do is help to give you information on how to supplement education and to help at least help control what we can, right? So at home, you can use these, I say kind of free, for the most part, these are free ways to supplement your education to help kind of minimize the amount of gaps, education gaps. So let's get started. Again, this is Kayla Selinsky, www.macbethacademy.org, where students find a love for learning. So let's get started. So first thing is, a lot of parents are just like, all right, I'm just gonna get my kid to start reading more or do more math worksheets. But as we know, as educators, not all kids are creative kind of equally in terms of education. So we wanna find the gaps. What is your child strong in? And what does your child need help with? And there are a lot of different standardized tests you can do. For each state has their own standardized test, practice tests you can do online. If you want to go the testing route, I'm not a huge fan of the testing route just because it adds a lot of stress to the child, but it does help you because they have answer keys, so you can figure out what the learning gaps are. You can really just sit down and kind of evaluate your child yourself. What are they strong in? My child loves reading, or my child loves math. But when it comes to where their gaps are, maybe you can just kind of sit down and talk to them. There's a student inventory survey that we can do with the children to figure out what exactly they're strong in and what you think that they would want to investigate a little bit more. So the first thing is find the gaps and the strengths. The second tip I have is to start a reading challenge. So what we do at Macbeth Academy is we have reading challenges that are genre based. So it can be, science fiction or fantasy, read maybe 4 fantasy books in a month, or read a certain number of books. At your local library, you're going to find Battle of the Books, or at school, they'll have Battle of the Books. But just kind of setting up a reading challenge and kind of going backwards too, finding out what books, you probably hear my kids. I'm in my office and my kids it's almost bedtime, so they're a little bit loud, so thank you for your patience. But when it comes to the reading challenge, you want to find grade appropriate books and grade appropriate book lists. So I'm going to add a link to get a book list that's appropriate for your child's grade level. It's fine if your child reads above grade level or below grade level, no stress, because the purpose here is to supplement their education, not try to kind of stress them out. And helping them find a love for learning, a love for reading is going to be really pivotal in helping to supplement. So first thing is finding their gaps with the student survey or student inventory. The second is a reading challenge. And then the third is go to your local library. So the thing I love about libraries is they are usually accessible through every community, rural, urban. You guys have a library. So kind of seek out your local library. These are community resources, so maybe it's pretty cost effective to get a library card. A lot of libraries have an e-library that's attached to it. A lot of, if you have a library card or you're a friend of the library where you donate to your local library, or whether you donate or not, you have access to wonderful resources. At our local library, we have STEM, shout out to the Carroll County Public Library. We have STEM programs, and they have a makerspace, and they have guest speakers, and they recently went to they recorded a wonderful musical performance, and this is all virtual. So the libraries now are wonderful digital spaces. So a lot of the programming is available online and virtually. These are 21st century libraries. So definitely reach out to your local library to see what free programming and what e-books in EResources are available. If your library has a lot of resources and a lot of like funding, you may be able, and there's you may be able to like rent technology that you need. So for instance, some libraries have access to iPads, Chromebooks. You can check them out for your child, and it is really a wonderful resource that is cost effective. So it's not going to kind of break your bank. These are resources that are available to all families. The last thing I was thinking about are, apart from local libraries, reading challenges, finding the gaps, are virtual field trips. So the next video, one of the videos I want to do is to show you the wonderful opportunities there are for virtual field trips. And a lot of times they are free and they're available through a lot of different programs. So the first one I wanted to go over is called, if you go to wearetheteachers.com, you can find a long, long list of virtual field trips and support. And this is just a resource where teachers kind of compile all of the virtual field trips that they have, and they put it into their like a little database. And it's really accessible to everyone. That's where I find them for my kids. My kids are 4.5 and 1.5, and we do virtual field trips at home as well. And it supplements, so it's not really the main lesson, but you can learn a lot from these websites because they have video, they have companion materials, and they also have lectures, like recorded lectures. So it's really a way to kind of supplement what you're already doing. Google Arts and Culture, if you haven't heard of that, Google Arts and Culture is a wonderful free resource that you can use to find information on arts and cultural events that may not be accessible to you right now, but they are accessible to people that are all over the world. So Google Arts and Culture, and then Birthplace of Music. So what I like to do for a well-rounded curriculum is to include the arts. So yes, you have science, technology, engineering, math, reading, language arts, social studies, but where are the arts? So I personally don't play any instruments, but I do like to incorporate the arts within my homeschooling, and within Macbeth Academy, we have a wonderful arts focus. And then finally, you can have supplemental programming. The idea is that within Macbeth Academy, we are an independent school, but we also have community programs that are free to the public for families that are in need. So we have community programming, including like STEM Club. We have Weird Words of the Week. We have It's Greek to Me, where students in grades 4 to 8 study Greek mythology. And these are all programs that are supported from donations and just community members that want to kind of give back to the kids. But the idea is that when we kind of come together to help our kids, especially now during COVID, where they're not really getting that much stability with the schools being open and then closing, we want to be able to, within Macbeth Academy, provide that stability, that community of kids. So it's really fun. So yeah, there you have it. Ways to supplement and kind of support education at home for parents. It is a really tough time, especially now where safety absolutely is the most important thing. But we also want the kids to be learning and not have widened gaps with the start-stopping with education. Thank you so much to the teachers. Thank you so much to the administrators that are working so hard to make this work. And now it's up to us to kind of support each other with platforms like this to help supplement education and help us have the students, supported. So if you're interested in Macbeth Academy, definitely go to visit our website, www.macbethacademy.org, where students find a love for learning. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Take care.